Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV. Now, guys, if you can't see me, you can see me. I'm there. Thankfully, it's worked this week because last week it was giving me problems, but this week I'm back. And I'm not too sure who's going to be on with me tonight. I know Big D is sunning himself over there in sunny Cairo, Egypt. So he's having a great time there. He said he'll try and jump on, but if not, I was hoping that Kofi would be on because he did say he's going to have a lot to say. I've not seen him yet. So, but listen, doesn't matter. Please, if you're new, smack that like button, subscribe and share if you're new. As I say, on the road to 1K. It's a slow journey, but listen, it's about getting to the destination, and I will get there hopefully by the end of the season. But big up to Kwaja, the press of the moderators in the chat. Big up Norski TV panel chat away. It's always good. Everyone again, Kwaja, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Big up Normski and the panel. Yeah, the ghost panel. 2 likes so far. Keep smashing the likes, everyone. And there's Gavin just saying big up to Kwaja and big up Gavin, mate, from Kwaja. And yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. The games this weekend. Tonight, it's Champions League. Where we go away to Club Bruges. The team news is not out yet. So hopefully Kwaja was saying that once that comes out, he'll be putting that in the chat. Big up to Kwaja for doing that, and when it happens, we will react to that. Declan Rice hasn't travelled. Illness. Sick of Arteta. Trossard injured. A recurring injury where, listen, Arteta throws him on with an injury and he ends up going back off with an injury. And we're going to talk about the Aston Villa game. This manager was schooled by a proper manager in terms of Unai Emery. Yeah. The novice in Arteta, again, Unai Emery has got your number, has absolutely got your number. And if this manager, had the money that Arteta had over the 6 years that he's been in charge of this club, coming up to 7 years. December the 20th will be, I think, 7 years in charge, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the day of my birthday, by the way, guys. That will be the day of my birthday. So, bro, what a day to be celebrating my birthday. Do you know what I mean? Club Bruges v Arsenal will be out soon. Big up to Junior, what you're saying. Big up Norsey. Big up to all the chat. Let's have a good one yet. Look, you know what it is, guys. We need to go over there. Club Bruges. I think they're sitting currently 3rd in their league. They've just lost their manager, so they've currently got a new manager. So there could be that new manager bounce, but we should be able to go over there and beat them. And we don't really want to be going into. Listen, we should be beating Wolves, people. We should be beating Wolves. I saw them against Man United. They were absolutely terrible. Look, they hadn't scored in 8 hours. They do manage to equalise, but then the rest was history. Them beating, losing 4-1 to Man United. And we have to really put some goals past them this week. And I need Victor Gyokeres. I need you to be scoring, guy. I need you to get on the score sheet. Because right now, you're not playing like a Premier League player, not even a Championship player. I'm saying I'm looking at League One right now. I need you to prove me wrong. Listen, you're not the most technically gifted player. You're not the most gifted player, but we bought you from Sporting Lisbon, 39 plus goals. Yeah. So we bought you there to get us goals. Yes, the system ain't really working for you as such because of the way Arteta got it set up. He didn't really want it. Arteta came out and said it in a couple of press conferences ago that he was having nightmares about bringing in a number 9. So it technically tells you that, he didn't want a number 9. You know what I mean? This whole thing of Sesko would have probably fit the profile, a much more technical player than Victor, but I was looking at numbers. And this is this. It's going back to this. You've just come back from injury. I needed to see you come on. You didn't really make a difference when you come on in the Aston Villa game. And listen, Aston Villa absolutely put us to the sword. Absolutely put us to the sword. And it was an absolute knife wrench to the heart when Bentoya, who we've been linked with, who, a couple of seasons ago, Norwich and Aston Villa ended up getting him. Do you know what I mean? Their midfield was just ridiculous, guys. Their midfield was absolutely ridiculous. The likes of Tillman, Kamara, Chile. If you're there, man, come on with me, man. I'm on my lonesome, man. I need support. You got the link. If you can come on, I appreciate it. I'm not too sure what's happening with Kofi, but if you can come on, I would appreciate it, mate. Big D is away in Egypt, sunning himself. So if you are able to do it, please, you've got the link. So yeah, if you can come on, that'd be great. England to play Uruguay and Japan in March 2026 for the March international break. Looks like friendlies. Yep. And obviously, Chile just putting in swinging. Yo, big up the chat, man. Them Norman, what do you think of the way the Arsenal players reacted? Villa's winner. Look, Chile. Look, listen. If you're able to come on, we can talk about it, man. It showed a sign of the weak mentality of this side. Look, it was gutting. Listen, when that goal went in, I looked at my son and my dad said, "Dad, take it easy." I tell you, if I had a cushioned room, yeah, bro, my phone would have gone. Henry came out and said it. He said, like, the reaction of the team, it just showed that these guys were defeated. I mean, some people will look at it and say, well, it meant a lot to them, giving away that goal. But how on earth are we, going into that game? Yeah, Trossard comes on with an injury, ends up going off, but gets us that equalizer. And at this point now, that we had that little 10-minute spell in the second half. The first half, we was literally dog-walked. Our midfield dog-walked. You're starting Martin Odegaard. If this guy can just sneeze, you're bringing him on. Yeah? You're bringing him on and starting him and pushing Eze out on the left. And that goal, listen, at the end of the day, Eze, it's your fault. Big D is in the house. Big ups to Big D. Let's add Big D to the stage. Hopefully his internet will hold that. He's in Sunny Cairo, so I don't know if he can hear. He might have to. I don't know if he's going to be able to put his camera on. Hey!
Yes, brother. What you say, man?
What you saying, man? Big up to you, man.
Every time,
bro. Thanks for joining. I was hoping that Kofi would come on because Kofi, on a number of occasions, was he was phoning me, FaceTiming me, and he's like, "Norms, I need to vent. So listen, if he comes on, he comes. But we will discuss the Mo Salah situation. As I say, we know that your internet is. What's it like actually? Your internet, D, and how are you enjoying your holiday? First of all, how are you enjoying your holiday?
Holiday's got good, man. I think I got a bit of sunstroke on the golf course yesterday, boy.
Wait. What did you shoot yesterday?
Shot high 90s, man. Really tough course. My Lord knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, great fun. Playing with a Welshman and 2 Germans yesterday. The ones on the day before that, 2 people from Slavia. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's been good, man. Just like a little bit under the weather yesterday. I think, yeah, we got cooked in the sun yesterday, man. I think it took to get out. Yeah,
what's it? Listen, I heard that. I mean, are you in the high season, low season? Because it's December. So
what it is, right? It was busy last week. It's quiet now until the new year. And then apparently they're sold out from about the 29th of December going into the new year. They're fully booked. Yeah. So, but there's still a good amount of people here. Loads of people went home yesterday, but yeah, still a lot of people here, man. So yeah, man, it's been straight, no, it's been straight. It's been good. So I literally just got back from dinner with Sheen. So
okay, right. Yeah. Big up Sheen. Big up wherever you're there. Big up to you. You know what I mean? Every time. Man. And I hope you really are enjoying yourself in that. Listen, over here, it's cold, bro.
It's I hear that.
Cold, brother. You know what I mean? It's absolutely cold. I've got, as you can see behind me, D, fraud alert, mate. Fraud alert. Mikel Arteta, an absolute fraud, mate, of a manager. I mean, your thoughts, D. You're knocking back the wine as well. Come on.
No, soft drink worse. A soft drink, man. Yeah. I'm leaving the one to Sheen.
Okay. Gavin just saying big up to Big D as well.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up.
Yeah. D, I mean, let's talk about the Arsenal game, man. Listen, we've got the menu. Here tonight. But let me just share what the menu is, just to let everybody know. So, listen, our standard Premier review weekend roundup, and we're going to look at Unai as Arteta's number, and then if there was any issues with West Watch, we will tackle that. If there was any big issues or big shouts we want to call out, we'll do that. Mo speaks out on broken relationships and being thrown under the bus, and Jamie Carragher ain't having none of it. And I know you're not the biggest fan of Jamie Carragher, Big D. You know, Mr. Spit,
yes,
the dog, Spit the dog.
Carragher.
Yeah, and another one here, number 4, Villa, the informed team, making waves. And I think I put, what did I put? Can they, waves at the top of the league? Can they challenge for the league? That's the a question I want to put there. And obviously, we've got the what's going on, predictions, results, game week 14 and 15, because obviously the Christmas week is a packed week. And so we've lumped game week 14 and 15. So it's interesting when you will see the table, Big D. The table is really crunching up together, mate. Do you know what I was going to say?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's start with Aston Villa game, D. I don't know if you actually caught it or caught any highlights of the game.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. Yeah.
Look, you know, Villa is a hard place to go to.
Always.
You know, and we listen. Last season we went there, we beat them 2-0 at their ground, but it was a game where if Ollie Watkins had his shooting boots on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They go and win that game. They go and win that. They go and win that game 2-0. And Morgan Rogers, Morgan Rogers. Okay, Kofi said he'll be on shortly. Morgan Rogers, you know, got man of the match in that game last season, even though we won 2-0. But this season we've gone up there, you know, coming off the back of 5 games that we've played, we've got 7 points. You know, 2 draws, Chelsea, Sunderland, and now losing against Aston Villa, dropping 7 points. And so our form's dipped a little bit, and you know we've got a run of games coming up. The next 5 games, you know, we've got Wolverhampton at home. We should be beating Wolverhampton. I saw what your side did with them. I mean, Saeed did lose it after. Saeed did lose it when Wolves equalised. Like they'd scored in 8 hours. So
you know, right. You know what I'm saying? It's like
they're absolutely useless. So if we can't put Wolves to the sword this coming weekend, then something is seriously wrong. That man needs to be sacked on the spot. Do you know what I'm going to say? Quadra's saying big up to Big D every time.
Yeah, man, big up.
Junior, big up Big D. Good to see you, brother.
Nice one,
big up, and also big up to Sheena as well. So sending love to Sheena as well. Enjoying yourself out there in sunny Egypt.
Yeah, man.
Sunny Egypt. Yeah, so D, what are your thoughts on the game and the fact that Unai Emery, if Unai Emery had this kind of money that Arteta had, and the fact that he schooled him as a novice, mate, I'm sorry, mate. That first half, we was proper schooled. We had that little 10-minute spell. We get the equaliser, bring on an injured player in Trossard. He ends up going back off. We bring on Martinelli. Maybe we should have started Martinelli. What are just your general thoughts on the game? Yeah. You know.
Well, as you said, Norm, like going to Villa is always a tough one. And the thing is that I remember when everyone was writing them off because they had a slow start to the season. And that happens a lot in football where you just don't click. But once they've clicked, I mean, even Ollie Watkins is looking like a different player now. And you remember he wanted gone as well. And I think Mikel Arteta has to stop overthinking this squad. He's got the players to not be trying to force injured players on the pitch. You're trying to win a title at the end of the day, and I think him overthinking it puts doubt into the players as well, Norm, because they stop trusting themselves. Arsenal is a good team. Yeah, you know, whether that's my rival team or not, that your team is a good team. So when I see that you concede late on, and even the way that the players will drop into the floor, Norm, like that was last game of the season, and they just lost the league. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, you got to act like you've been there before. Yeah, I know some of them guys haven't, you know, got over the line, and some of them that's come from foreign teams may have won, you know, in the last couple of years with the teams they've come from. But the truth is, there's no excuses. There's no hiding place, and it's a very hard place to go, away from home. And Arsenal, I think they deserved a point from that game. But then you've got to take your chances. You've got to stop overthinking the sub. Like I said, you've got to stop using injured players and just saying, "Oh, give me what you got," then having to waste a sub, because that's what you had to do, was waste a sub. I'm taking him out again because I thought, what's going on here? What's he gone on? Because I just thought, yeah, he must have been carrying on, tried to have a run on it, and then it didn't work out for him. But for me, that's naive managing, man. You've got the squad not to force Trossard on the pitch. Yes, he's been getting you a lot of goals, and I think maybe that's the thinking behind it, that he's been a bit clinical of late. So you think, I'll throw him in there and roll the dice. But you're trying to win a title. You can't roll the dice for the title. Play your fit players and get the job done, because on paper, Arsenal are a better team. than Villa. But Villa
But the
struggled.
thing is, though, Big T, I mean, listen, you look at Villa's midfield, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love this guy on my side, Morgan Rogers. This guy was running our midfield ragged. Do you know what I mean?
He works hard.
You got Zubimendi, who's lightweight. Odegaard is lightweight. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you saw this. Your man, Manchester United man, Paul Scholes called out Mike Keown of his biasness, giving Odegaard the man of the match. How are you giving Martin Odegaard the man of the match? This is the thing about Martin Keown, man. He's absolutely tapped. He's absolutely tapped when it comes to Arsenal. He's on that payroll big time, man. He can't lose on that. What in what earth and what planet and what universe is Odegaard getting man of the match? Honestly.
Yeah. That was very embarrassing, wasn't it?
Ridiculous, mate. Do you know what I mean? He just didn't do anything, and he shunts Eze out on the left. Yeah, granted, it was Eze's fault for the goal. California was nowhere to be seen. Eze let him run off his back. Didn't see him, and you could see when he scored, Eze just kind of had his hand on his head, like, "Oh no, what have I done?" kind of thing. Yeah. And then he hooks him.
But it's them moments.
Play him in central position. Play him in his proper position, not out left.
Yeah. It's like I say, he's still got this, regardless of who carrying a bit of a knock, he's still got a squad to go there and do a job. That's why you're top of the league. You're top of the league for a reason. Man like Kofi.
Man like Kofi.
How you doing?
Yeah. I mean, for me, Tillsman, who we could have got, he goes there on a free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kamara.
Right, yeah.
McGinn, these guys were bossing us, yeah? Absolutely bossing. And I feel sorry for Declan Rice because he's running on fumes. And in that game, he wasn't even feeling well. After that game, apparently he was I don't know if he was chucking up or what, he wasn't well. He's running on fumes. He's running on gas.
Yeah.
He's
gassed out.
He's gassed out. He's not made the side tonight. He's been left at home to rest and that.
Okay.
But we're playing Norgard. We're supposed to have had a fixed bench squad. This manager running these players into the ground. Now we're playing Norgard as a centre back tonight because Timber hasn't travelled. Or in the side. Yeah. So if you go back and look at the side, I think somebody just put in their Norgard at centre back. But this is the 11 for tonight. Raya in goal, White, Norgard, Ankipe. We might have some problems, We might have problems tonight, and I don't want to be going into. Listen, I'm not saying we're going to lose against Wolves, but then that's a game, back-to-back games. If we lose this game, Bruges are now pushovers. They got a draw with Barcelona in the Champions League, albeit that they did lose their last league game. They're sitting third in their league, but they sacked their manager, so they could get a manager back. I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see.
Who's on your bench?
Right on the bench, these are the bench players: Kepa, Setford, Saka. Now we're looking at some names that we don't recognise. Copley, Nichols. You know what I mean? It's like going back to last season now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like going back to last season. Is he going to use? And what's even one where again? What's this guy got to do to get again? He got Salmon, another defender, young defender there. Yeah. This is the situation that we're facing right now. Do you know what I'm saying? I need Glock to do something tonight. Eze is on the bench. He's left Eze on the bench.
Okay.
So Eze on the bench. We'll see what happens there.
Jesus is fit now, or is just a precaution there?
No, he's fit. He's part of the Champions League squad now because Matt Baumann ended up getting an injury and he's going to be out for 2 months. I think he got injured in the under 21 games, so he's now going to be out so they've added Jesus now to the Champions League squad. So Matt Baumann, when he comes back, he'll be added to the what's the other? There's another one, I think Champions League B. Is it B? The B whatever, the B squad or whatever it is. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But look, I'm looking at that bench, man. We need to just go there, do a professional job, get out there. We're sitting top in terms of the Champions League. We're sitting top in our Premier League, domestic league. But I'm not confident, guys. Kofi, what was your thoughts in watching that game? And Unai Emery schooling this manager. The money, if he had the money that this guy had, we're winning the league. We're winning the league under Unai Emery. He's a far superior, better manager. Yeah. People are turning around and saying, the reason why he wasn't good enough because he lost us a final, in the Europa League against Chelsea. So a lot of people are holding him to that. and like the team, the squad or the players didn't take him serious. It was out of control, and in the end, they let him go.
Yeah.
But what was your thoughts on the game?
After you guys got back into the game, it was kind of looking as if that Arsenal would establish further control to go and get other goals, but they kept going back into their shell and allowing Villa to continue to push on and sustain attacks, and it was looking a little bit desperate defensively.
Well, you saw that with the goal that Bendoea scored in the 95th minute. Absolute dagger,
and
mate.
Previously, before that, they had a few chances where I think Rodgers had an opportunity, and if it weren't for Rhea, then that chance is going in the back of the net. It was kind of get back into this defensive format which Arteta had established early in the season to just try and nullify games, but instead you've got the bases or artillery to push on and go and win the game, but you're not.
Yeah, but Kofi, what I would have said that our attack for me seems very toothless. Yes, we're top of the league, and I get that, and I understand all that. We've built a strong defense. Now I'm looking at the defense. You've got Norgard now playing in centre back tonight.
Yeah, but did you see when they when Arsenal were doing set pieces? Now they recognized that they didn't have Gabriel, they didn't have Saliba, so they couldn't really do the set pieces how they wanted to do.
But aside from that, Kofi, we went and spent nearly 200 plus million, 1.3 billion over the tenure of this manager. I don't want to hear excuses about the fact that Gabriel is out or Saliba is out. We're supposed to have a fixed bench and a squad that's capable of competing on all fronts. Now you can see that have we really bought quality players here? Because you got, Ankipape, good player, lapse of concentration there. In that game, he played all right. All he need to do is just get rid of that ball. He ends up running it out. They end up with a throw. There's Mayhem, Keystone Cops defending, Odegaard doing his best impression of a line dancer and not putting a foot in. And we go and lose that game.
You never, like, say when you're buying other players to utilize in the squad, you're never going to get those like for likes. Like, you got those two established strong defenders which are going to play game by game most of the season. But then the others need to be in that same frame of mindset, or those who are going to be the replacements when they are injured to do that job. And Arsenal haven't really established that properly.
Yeah, but as I said, we properly got dog walked in that first half. As I said, we came back in the second half, and that's the time where you say, right, put your foot on the gas. But we didn't. We just didn't do anything. We brought on these, we brought on players, but they didn't make no difference. Glock didn't make no difference. Madeweke didn't make no difference. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. As I say, Hilt Eze, we know that playing out in that left side is not his forte. Do you know what I mean? That's just not what he is. Sorry, Kwanzaa, could you bring back Chile in? Because he is part of what's going on panel. He's just that he's in the chat. So if you have time to that, if you can untime him for me, I would appreciate that, mate. Big up. Yeah, sorry, Cole.
Yeah. So, I mean, it played into Emery's hands, and, Villa literally just said, we're going to go rampant on this. And, I mean, if now you look at the table, Arsenal's lead
down to 2. The Sharks, they're sniffing blood. Yeah. And the difference is, right, guys, is if you look at and what he's doing, rotating his side. There was a situation where I can't remember what the game was, where Haaland could have got an hat-trick. He said, "Nah," took him off after 2 goals. Rotating the players, they look more fresher than us. Arteta in his last post-match and pre-match say that the players look gassed out, look tired. But that's all down to you and your management and their time management of these players. And you
Well,
have
no,
to,
it's
one
not
thing.
Christmas yet. No, he can't. The players can't be gassed out before Christmas. That makes
No,
no
but
sense.
and I get that. And listen, no,
Yeah.
but we're playing. The games are now coming thick and fast. What I'm saying
Yeah,
is
yeah.
we're playing in Champions League. What
Yeah.
they're players. They're players. In terms of, if you're comfortable and winning a game, take them off. Why are you playing them for the full 90? This is what I
Exactly,
don't
no.
get. That's the problem. And so hence why, he's saying it's a mystery why these guys are falling down like flies. It's because of your training regime and the fact that you won't rest these players adequately. Take Declan Rice, he's playing on fumes right now. He's absolutely
but then
playing on
Norms,
fumes.
do you think that? I mean, obviously, the desire amongst the camp is to go on and win that Premier League title, which they haven't won for a long time. Because
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm sure Arteta wants to win the Premier League, and I'm sure the players want it. But it's you know what it is, Kofi? It comes down to this: the mental fortitude of these players. And I keep saying that I've read the book, I've read this story time and time again. And people say, why you keep having to go with sitting top of the league, 2 points clear? We were 7 points clear at one point. I've seen this story. And somebody posted on our chat when 22-23 season, when he turned around and said that when one of the players in the squad sort of said, when they knew that Man City were starting to come up the rear, because and they were literally closing down on us, we started to lose it. It was squeaky bum time for us, and we ended up chucking away an 8-point lead. Bottles job. We ended up drawing against this team, losing against this team. It was just ridiculous. Arteta making silly mistakes in terms of changing what was working. Thought he'd be clever. Nah, man, not for me. You know what I mean? Not for me. And that's why I'm sort of saying he has to show me that he can get these players off the line. Where now you got top gooners talking about we won the league in October, it won the league in November, won the league in December. Where now Man City are 2 points behind us, and if they pass us, one, we can't keep a lead, and one, we can't chase them. And we've seen it. I've seen it. I go on evidence. I'm sure, guys, you go on evidence. If somebody's won a league 4 times in a row, you're going to back them.
Of course.
Last season, Kofi, did you think your team was going to win the league? Did you think Slot was going to win the league?
I never, from the offset, I thought we were just going to finish in the top 4. Right. But obviously, as the season played out and mid-season, we established that, we had that consistency. Because if we didn't have that consistency earlier on, then it would have been a different season. Given that it's Slot's first season, and he has to try and reestablish that confidence within the team after Klopp has left.
But the thing is, we didn't challenge. We was meant to be the one that was going to challenge, but we didn't challenge whatsoever. They're going to blame it on the injuries like we always do. We keep hearing about the injuries. We're now hearing Sky reporting that we have the second. He was said in their press conference. They're throwing this narrative out, and I know what the top goon is going to do, because if we don't go in and win the league, they're going to say it's because we lost Saliba, we lost Gabriel Magalhaes, we lost this player, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. I don't want to hear that, because we were told that we've got a fixed bench. We're told that we had the best squad in Europe, and that we can compete on our front. So I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing no excuses.
If you remember last season, like the contract situations with Trent, Verge, and Salah could have played our season out totally differently. But the thing is, I put that down to Slot and how he managed that, because he handled that well. That's what I'm trying to say. That didn't get to the players. And so we didn't jump on it because we weren't good enough. We had 14 draws last season, Kofi. 14 draws. And over those, 21 points dropped from winning positions. Not good enough. So I'm sorry, I'm not a bottom gooner. I'm a cautious gooner. Because I've seen it all before, bro. This is the thing which I've seen with City title-winning sides is they don't lose too many. They don't draw too many games. They can have losses, but they have a multitude of wins.
I'd rather win. I'm not saying that because that's inconsistent. Win, lose, win. You know what I mean? But if you're winning, drawing, you're dropping points. Drawing, that's not good for us. You know what I mean? And listen, we've got 3 draws, 2 losses this season so far. But 2 points, and you got the Blue Sharks behind you. Bro, not confident one bit. And just sort of kind of talking about Villa and the fact that how well they played, and to look at, and you think about in their last 10 games, 27 points. I think if you add that one now, that'd be 30 points in 11 games. Fantastic. Unai Emery, the side that when they started this season could hardly score goals. They were sitting in the bottom. They were sitting in the bottom three. Bottom three. Now it's gone sitting after that beat. They went second, only 3 points behind us. Yeah. So the question is, I'm going to have for you guys: do you think Villa, who's making waves at the top of the half of the table, do you think they can go on and challenge, or do you think because of the size of their squad they may end up dropping away? What's your thoughts on that, quickly?
Yeah, Villa sometimes we know they have their tail offs, but it's how they can continue to establish this consistency of the run that they're having. So if they have a very good Christmas period and going into the new year, and then they continue that consistency, even with the they're in Europa, understand or no? Are they in Europa?
Yeah, Europa. Yeah, no, are they in Europa champions? It's Europa, isn't it?
They're in Europa.
Europa.
So with that on top, and then obviously FA Cup, if they don't have injuries and they have
they've got a smaller squad, they've got a smaller squad than us, Kofi. They're moaning about injuries. They got a smaller squad.
Then I'll say maybe, but there's factors in that Emery has to manage.
For sure. Because if you look at that midfield, that midfield's always been a compact midfield, and I'm always surprised that nobody went after Gibbs White in the summer. I mean, not Morgan Rogers. Sorry, I'm surprised he wasn't. You know what I mean? Because him and John McGinn, when they're on it, they're a handful, man, and they cover a lot of grass. So when you got two quality midfielders like that relatively stay fit. It's really about what goes on, with the strikers and what defenders they can keep fit. But if you look at Villa now, like Kobe said, if they get through the Christmas period into the new year, they'll be thinking that a top 5 finish for Champions League is achievable for them. So that's one more team that you've got to keep your eye on and be very focused on, and not take them for granted, especially at Villa Park. I think they're all suspect to dropping points away from home, but at home, they're very consistent.
Yeah. Their record is crazy. Their home record is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy. And I was talking with my mate who was having going backwards and forward. But one thing you said, because I said, do you think Villa will, challenge for the title? He said, what we did agree on is that they will decide where the title goes.
Exactly.
They will decide where the title goes. Now we play them again in a couple of weeks' time. Now, if we play like we did, against them at the Emirates, I'm not so sure whether we're going to get a winning result. We might end up losing that game or drawing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we've got to get back on track. We have to get back on track. And as far as I'm concerned, people saying that we dominated that game and we was more attacking. I think where was we more attacking? In the end, all our players were sitting in the 18-yard box. Yeah, completely crashed out after that goal going in, trying to defend.
Yeah.
How was we expansive? I didn't see that. What game was they watching? He's telling me. Do you know what I'm saying? So listen, Villa. Look, I think if they continue playing like this, they're going to drop points or whatever. But I do really think that they could end up getting a Champions League spot. Definitely. If they get their players fit, you know what I mean? Yeah. But AFC, you're right. We sat back, and that's what we did in the Sunderland game. The Sunderland game where he brings on a defender, Mascara, in the 88th minute. Yeah, when we scored 2-1, go for it. Change the system. Listen, Daniel Farker, right? I didn't swear, by the way, guys. But Daniel Farker, right? He changed it up for most of the games up until before the Chelsea game, right? When they played Man City and they were getting torn apart at their head, and then Daniel Farker, in the second half, he changed his system to a 3-5-2, played Dominic Calvert-Lewin, almost got a draw out of it. They added like 10 minutes, 11 minutes added time. Phil Foden gets the winner, whatever.
Yeah.
He then goes and plays Chelsea. Yeah, slapped them 3-1 with a 3-5-2 system. Up until that point, he was playing 4-3-3. Why doesn't Arteta try playing Moreno and Glock? Try something different.
Yeah.
In that Sunderland game, flooded with more attacking players. Ethan Wanbury is yet again on the bench tonight. Norgard comes on as a centre back. Ethan Wanbury yet again on the bench.
Look at the example.
He better use him today.
Look at the example of the Liverpool game. Leeds scoring and they put more pressure.
Yeah, exactly. You're 2-0 up, Kof. You're 2-0 up.
In those 9 minutes where we should be controlling and slowing the game down.
Yeah.
But they just allowed Leeds to have possession, to put pressure on us, and then we folded.
Yep. So, I mean, just in conclusion with Arsenal, when we just move straight on that kind of brings us nicely into the Liverpool section. The next 5 games that we're playing, we play Wolves at home, Everton away, Bournemouth. We've got 2 back-to-back home games in I think it's who's it? It's who's the team? It's Aston Villa. I can't remember who the other team. There's another team. If guys can you put it in the chat, I can't remember who the other team is. That we got back-to-back games, home games, and then obviously chucked in between that we got Crystal Palace with the Carabao Cup, and then we in January the FA Cup kicks in. So we're going away to Portsmouth. Windy City. What I mean, down at the coast, and I hope we're not wearing those white shirts, mate, because they just put us bad luck. I'm trying to say. Big up Gianni, big up to you every time, and big up to the panel, Gianni.
Yeah, man, big up, man.
Over in America, big up to you every time. Chile just saying, top 4/5 is a great season for Villa, but I can't see them putting up a significant challenge. December was brutal. See how they do in January. Yeah, I think personally today we haven't got a smaller squad, but Unai Emery for me is a great manager, and I just think that obviously having all these other competitions that he's in, if they get injury to key players, then that could probably derail their season. So, but to see what he's done, where they were at the start of the season and to where we are now, sitting top, in the top 3, absolutely brilliant. Big up to him every time. So let's move on to our beloved Liverpool, Kofi Slot. Let me just move that because I want to see if his name is. No, it's You Never Walk Alone. So he's on the fence about Kofi Slot. And Mr. Slot. So listen, let's just bring it up now because this is kind of overridden or overshadowed, if you want to call it that, a lot of the news. Mo Salah speaks out on broken relationships and being thrown under the bus by the club. Jamie ain't having it, Kofi. Jamie ain't having it. And let me just put this picture up there so you can see it. There's Jamie there. On Monday Night Football, I believe it was, and he really went into him. Now, so I'm going to go before I come to Kofi to let him have his 10 minutes of fame. Big D, I know you're not the greatest fan of Mr. Spit, the dog.
Right, you know what I mean?
Jamie Carragher. What are your thoughts on him sort of basically essentially saying that he's a disgrace? Actually, let me get the quote. So I don't want to misquote him. So let me find the actual quote. If this thing will move, my laptop is playing up today, man. Let's see what's happening here. Why this moving? Here we are. Where are we? It's this one here. Right. So let me just quickly read this. It says, and with huge anticipation for what this is an extract I just took from there. It goes, and with huge anticipation for what he could say about Salah's outburst. Carragher immediately laid into the 33-year-old as he called his conduct an absolute, well, I'm throwing the absolute, but it's a disgrace, and claimed he took a calculated approach with a rare mixed zone appearance again. I thought it was a disgrace with what he did. I think when he stops in the mixed zone, it's to choreograph with him and his agent to cause maximum damage and strengthen his own position. Now, he goes back and refers back to 12 months ago when he did the same thing and called him out on the show about his obviously contract situation, pulling on the heartstrings of Liverpool supporters. Liverpool were top of the league. He scored the winning goal at Southampton. That was the time to come out and put a stop to this. So, Big D, what are your thoughts on the Mo Salah situation, on what Jamie Carragher called him out for? Is Jamie Carragher right for calling him out? What are your thoughts?
Well, he's right to a point, man. But the thing is, and Kofi will attest to this, that he's got previous, because when the contract situation was not happening towards the end of last season, Mo was the one out the three big players that was very vocal, and so it's something that I think his agent has encouraged, because I think this is what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that the team in general has been in very inconsistent form, but because I got my new contract, that's what he's saying that without saying. He's saying, because I've got a new contract, everyone said it's my fault. If I didn't get the money, then the team would be playing better. And I'm just like, well, no, it's a team sport. Yes, you have individuals that excel in that team sport. And so, I mean, I've heard Liverpool fans that say the same thing. It's an absolute disgrace getting gone. And I'm like, okay, so then I think I look at our situation with Rashford, and I think there was a certain element where the club wanted the Rashford wages off the books. So they got on, and so I feel like maybe there's a little bit of that in there where I feel, yeah, he's been scapegoated, but the truth is, Mo, you're on 400 plus K a week, bro, and you haven't been performing. So for the manager to bench you, now this is my thing. With Klopp, if he hasn't pulled Mo to one side, like not in front of the squad, to one side and said, Mo, listen, you are struggling here. You're on the most money. You're our talisman. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the plug on you for a little while. I'm going to have to bench you, and keep your head down, work hard in training, and we'll integrate you. Now, to what he's trying to say, like none of this happened. He just got benched. So as far as this is concerned, you're scapegoating me for the poor results. And he's saying there's no relationship there. The manager ain't dealing with it. So I'm not sure how your manager doesn't deal with your star player, because the manager would have been involved. They would have sat down and said, right, these three need a new contract. Who can we can't give all three of them that big money, so we got to pick two. And he said, well, I'm keeping my captain, and I'm keeping my top goal scorer. So Trent is a sacrificial lamb. So if he's saying that there's no compensation from the governor, he just got benched, then there's a problem bigger than what we're seeing. And so his agent said, outstanding.
Sorry, I hear exactly your point of view, and there are definitely things there that are totally true. But I feel like last season, where Slot did have a talk with Salah, and he said, look, I want you to we're going to take off the defensive role, in terms of you need to track back and give you free reign to go forward and use your energy up front. Now, he's not seeing that right now in the performances of Salah, and with the establishment of the new players that are in the team. Now, if you look at Salah's game is he gets into isolation spaces down the wing to isolate or to draw 2 or 3 players in position, then to make an effect, to either take the shot or to put a better player or another player into position that he can have an effect to have a shot and affect the opportunity. Now, if you're doing neither of those and your pass selection is poor, your shooting selection is poor, Slot has to take decisions. And I feel that Slot is having to be bold enough now to take that decision and say, look, I've got new players in this team who want to establish themselves and, are passionate to want to play for Liverpool Football Club. Now, these new players are looking at Salah also and saying, well, I'm in good position and you're not passing the ball.
Selfish.
I was about to say that with the Mane situation, you saw how many times Mane.
But he's always been like Big D's always been like that.
He's been that guy, and I think, and the thing is, he's won a Champions League playing that way. He's won a league title playing that way, and I think this where you look at Jamie and you say, like relax, because I think Jamie went too far, because he's a gaslighter. He's trying to gaslight the Liverpool fans.
To be honest,
to turn on this guy.
entitled to their opinion. all the pundits have said from different angles what they want to say, how they want to say it, in their forehead, how Salah might be thinking. But at the end of the day, it's Salah, and in his own thought processes, to say to himself, how do I adapt my game to accommodate these new players who are trying to establish themselves and be that leader? Because he's a silent leader. He's not a vocal leader in the dressing room like that.
That's more Van Dijk, isn't it? More Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, Robertson, maybe a stronger side would verbally say, "Come on."
Yeah. So Kofi, Kofi. I mean, just come in here. So look, I think the way Mo went about it, and Jamie called him out on that, and the fact that he's gone public with it again. And I'm going to read this statement, and then just some of the stuff, the actual quotes from Mo Salah himself. So from Fabrizio Romano, he says, Arne Slot on possible Mo Salah return. And the question, he said, well, you say everyone makes mistakes in life, but the question is, should the player also recognize that as well? And should the initiative come from the player or from me? Okay, so that was, when questioning in the press conference, and obviously we knew he was going to be fielding a lot of questions. Fielding a lot of questions.
But this is a question, though. Who's the governor?
Slot.
Exactly. So you're the governor. You control your office. You control the training ground. You call him at home when you say, first thing in the morning, in my office. Forget about if he's dropping or not. You're the governor. Don't wait for him to decide when he's going to come to you. Because remember, there's some level of game playing from his agent as well, and there's always has been. You're the governor. You just say, in the morning before you hit the training pitch, me and you need to have a conversation, and you wear it out, and you let him know that what you did is unacceptable. If you want to stay at Liverpool, these are my rules. We're going to do it. You as a talisman have got a lead. And that means you've got to integrate them new players, get these new players scoring. Even if it means giving up a penalty. These are the things that Mo's got to look at and say, when I'm on this sort of money, and I am the guy, because the truth is Liverpool are not winning what they've won in the last 5 years without Salah's goals and contributions, whether he's greedy or not. But the governor's got to point him, because Ferguson's pulling him in. If that's a Ronaldo and Roy Keane. Roy Keane spoke about it. He said, me and him never saw eye to eye, but he'd always pull me up. I think they said the only person that got away with stuff.
That's an interesting thing. Can I just read it from what Thierry Henry said? Thierry Henry on Mohamed Salah said a comment, said, I had problems with Wenger, with Guardiola. Have you ever heard me talk about it publicly? Never. I protected the club. When you play for the club, you must protect it at all costs, no matter what's happening internally. So that's Thierry Henry on the situation. But just before you just go on, guys, if I could just read. So listen, everybody knows about, again, not misquoting him. He broke out after the 3-3 draw against Leeds. He come out and he says, Mo Salah, it's not acceptable for me. I don't know why, and I don't know if he seems entitled on the fact that he should be playing. But he said it's not acceptable.
There's a level there, no? There's a level of entitlement there. Sure.
Right, so let me just finish. He says, this is happening to me, and I don't get it. He says, I just don't get it. I've done so much for this club, and I don't have to go every day fighting for my position. Okay,
there you go.
Because I earned it. I'm not bigger than anyone told, but the way you're talking about it, it sounds like you're contradicting yourself there. He says, exactly. I had a good relationship with the manager. All of a sudden, we don't have any relationship. I don't know why it seems to me that someone doesn't want me at the club now. Is making it, pulling on the heartstrings and that. Right. Let me just finish. Mo Salah, the way I see it, it's you throw Mo under the bus because he's a problem in the team now. So essentially, because of all the bad results, Mo is saying, poor me, it's all my, everybody's saying it's my fault because the team is not performing as it should. I don't think I should lose my place, and blah, 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 blah. So, Kofi, you want to come in there?
But Norms, Salah has established that this is the type of person he can be in previous seasons. Because if we look at one of Klopp's previous seasons, and I think we were playing a game against Burnley, And
Wow, I've lost everybody.
and
Kofi,
Salah
you can
was
hear
on
me?
the bench.
I can't hear anyone.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear anyone. How weird is that?
Sorry, I'll keep talking. So Salah was on the bench against Burnley, and we were away that day. And Klopp made the decision to bring him on with Nunes and with I think it was Gomez. And basically, Salah threw his hands up in the air towards Klopp, and said, "Why are you bringing me on now?"
I think I'm out.
Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello?
Kofi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear
You can
me?
hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you guys. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
I can hear you.
What's going on there?
Should we come in? Should we go out and come in again? Or
He's died.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My internet just dropped out. Apologies for that.
So Norms.
Yeah, sorry.
I was saying.
Oh, I can hear you now, Norm.
Yeah, I was saying there was a game.
Yeah, I know what's going on there.
There was a game where
Can't hear
Salah
Kofi.
was on the bench under Klopp. I think it was against Burnley, and he was asked to come on with Nunes and Gomez.
I know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Ding.
Yeah,
We can hear you. Yeah.
I can't hear Kofi.
Can you hear me?
Can't hear Kofi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Norm. Yeah.
You can't hear Kofi though.
Mm-mm.
I can hear Kofi though.
That's right weird.
Do you want to go in and come back? Go in and come back out.
Yeah, I'll jump out. Let me jump out and come back.
Yeah.
All right, Norm.
Sorry, go on, D.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Norm. So in that game, Salah came on as a sub, and this was under Klopp. And basically, he threw his hands up in the air at Klopp to say, "Why are you bringing me on late?" So that trait of him getting disgruntled and behaving the way that he does and throwing his toys at the pram, it's evident to see that this is how he can be, you know? And now, I mean, he's doing it because, you know, Slot is making managerial decisions because he's not performing well. And he wants to get that balance because Liverpool conceding goals. Like, we're conceding goals like there's no tomorrow. And that's not championship form. That's not any type of, that's relegation form. And he wants stability throughout that defense. And if he's not getting Salah running back or doing some of the dogged work, then he needs to sit him on the bench. He needs to say, Salah, look, you're a senior player. I need some output from you defensively as well, because Slobosai has been doing too many different positions. Slobosai's been doing
right back midfield, right, you know, right.
You want to run the man's legs into the ground. You know, we haven't got established right back who's consistent in terms of can be injury free, because they've all been absent. Bradley's just come back, but he's had to play Gomez. Gomez has his injuries, and you know, it's just taking its toll on the centre backs. Konate hasn't been consistent. He's got contractual issues, which look like they're not really going to get resolved because he's not playing well enough for Liverpool to say, okay, look, we've offered, but you don't want to take it. But you seem as if you want to go to Madrid. And, you know, Madrid are looking at the situation like, you're not playing well enough for us to buy you. So he's probably going to be looking at what are going to be my options. Because if Madrid don't come in for him, and he would end up going into his last phase of his contract, and Liverpool say, well, look, we made you offers. You didn't want to take them. And
but he's been terrible this season, though, isn't he, Cole?
yeah.
He's been shocking.
He's absolutely been
shocking.
shocking.
He's
mate,
made
you know?
schoolboy
And
errors.
even Van Dijk as well. Shocking.
Yeah.
And
And
both of them, you know what I mean?
you look
Here's a
at,
quick question for
that
you,
game
Cole.
against Leeds where Kanate was, I think it was the first goal where Leeds got the penalty. You do not need to put your foot in on the tackle where somebody's down the line. They're at the end of the line and they're not really going anywhere. But you put your foot in recklessly. Silly errors. It's these silly errors that Slot is probably annoyed with. You know, because
I mean, he not called him out yesterday, but he essentially said like he hasn't had his best of performances. You know, he played okay, he scored yesterday. But it was disallowed and that. But he was saying that get behind him, essentially get behind this player and stuff like that. So
yesterday I saw a solid team that I haven't seen for a while. I saw solid play. I saw everybody committed to winning that back.
And Cole, the mentality and all of that, and with the stuff of the Salah, because a lot of questions were thrown at Robinson, they were thrown at Van Dijk. Van Dijk was sort of saying like, we don't know what's going on. We hope that everything's okay because he's going to be off to AFCON soon. He's going to be leaving soon.
The weekend, isn't it?
The weekend. You've got Saudi clubs looking at him, but they want to be sure that because they've been, twice they've come in for him. They now look at him again, but they want to be sure that if they're going to come in for him this time, that he's going to want to go. I mean, he's contracted till 2027 on 400k a week. Is he going? Mind you, I will assume the Saudi clubs could probably play more. But then saying that now, I'm saying it seems like they're kind of being a bit more conservative. So, will he be getting those crazy monies that we think he's going to get?
I think right now, as captain, Van Dijk can be a bridge of communication between Salah and Slot and say, okay, let's cut our differences out and, let's focus on team.
But I mean, one thing I'll say, and I think Slot is handling it well because he's not being pushed around and making a decision. He dropped him from, the side going to play Inter Milan. It could have backfired. But they get a dodgy penalty, which I don't think was a penalty. I mean, come on, man. Man gets tickled and he falls over. No, that was not a penalty. That's no way that a penalty, man. Get off, man. That's not a penalty, bro.
Let me talk this one. If you look at the situation, the guy was clearly pulling Virtu's shirt, and he was going the other.
Hold on,
listen.
Let me say something. Do you know what you call delay reaction?
Look where the ball was. Clearly, Verts could have got to the ball. If he hadn't been pulled, Verts could have got to the ball, right? So why is the pressure being pulled back, impeding Verts not to get to the ball? Because he can get to that ball.
He hardly grabbed him. Even the commentator said, no, he didn't. Even the commentator said, that if they give this, they're unlucky.
When they were unlucky.
They were unlucky, bro.
His shirt quite vigorously.
No. Sorry, I've got to disagree with you on that one. Look, I understand that you need your team to get back up to where it needs to get back up, but that was a soft penalty, absolute soft penalty. But it is what it is. Even if it's like hits their hand and they don't even know about it, they're very strict in the Champions.
So was the first goal that was this?
I didn't see that one, but I heard that it was a handball.
Yeah, they said it was. They said it was a handball in the process, but Ekitike and Van Dijk are both jumping for the ball, and then it hits. I think Ekitike's hand, but he doesn't know about it because he's going in full committed to head the ball.
But that's how the Champions League, when it comes to any kind of handball situation, 9 times out of 10 they're going to give it. Yeah, they're going to give it. They're going to give it. But Cole,
you know what? A win's a win. A win's a win.
Well, listen, it is a win. It is a win. Will it help you to push on? Or we'll have to just wait and see.
Well, we got 2 games left, and we're currently eighth. Bar if there's any changes tonight. And then, if we win 2 games, then hopefully we can qualify for the next phase.
Yeah. I mean, look, with Slot, I'm just conscious of the times I want to watch my game. Starts at 8. With this whole Mo Salah situation, do you think come January he will still be with the club, or do you think that this situation will get sorted out? I mean, you had what's the guy, the Dutch midfielder? He was Seedorf. Yeah, he was kind of doing his
trying to draw him out, weren't he?
To
be honest, I don't think Salah will get sold in January. I think he's too much of a big player that we can just get rid of him, because if we get rid of him in January, then we lose that outlet, and then we have to be chopping and changing again just to get that fluidity in that area. So there will be some ongoing clear the air talks. I don't know how long it'll take, probably maybe a month or so.
Will it be seen as a weakness? Big D, will it be seen as a weakness if when he comes back from AFCON? Because I think you've got a game this weekend. Does he actually go before he plays the game, or is he actually going to go before?
Well, he said he's going to be there, and his family are going to be there to support the team.
Before so the question is,
that's what he said.
So the question is, Big D, if Slot starts him as Slot,
he's not going to start him. He's not going to start him. Okay. Yeah, he's not going to start him. Yeah,
he's going to put him on the bench, but he's not going to start.
Yeah, he's not going to start him. No. Yeah. Because, like you were saying, it will look like, okay, you've bottled from all the media and the pundit pressure. So he's going to have to stick with his guns. I think when you make those bold decisions to bench your superstar, then you've got to write it out and say, right, let him go to AFCON, see what happens in AFCON. When he comes back, we have a conversation and I integrate him back in the team.
Sorry to cut you. AFC asked a question.
Oh, for the AFC, he's saying a Liverpool fan told him today that Liverpool are going to bring back Klopp. Is that true? I know you've been sort of kind of mentioning in some of the shows that there's been conversations had or whatever. So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know from how Klopp has.
Big up to Shane Wade incoming. Big up BBK Sports, man. Big up to you every time.
Big up. From how Klopp has said that he's felt so drained. I don't know whether he wants to come back to manage such a problematic situation that Liverpool are in. He's had enough. He done all he could, really.
Yeah,
because he was also saying to Kofi that he's not missing that whole day-to-day 7 press conferences a week and all that. He's saying that he's not missing all this stuff. So for him to put himself back in that mix, I mean, you can't say never, but just the other way, like you said, the way he's talking is like, nah, man, like there's too much going on there, and I think mentally it takes its toll on the manager. Because
I honestly think that the board have spoken with Slot and they have given like confidence in him to turn it around.
Right.
But obviously they're saying that let's just see how we can re-establish ourselves back into like the top 4 positions, and then come the summer we'll reevaluate.
Well, here's a question for you, Kofi. Is Slot, is he the manager or the first team coach?
He's the manager.
He's the manager. Okay, because you see like how Ruben is. Ruben is the first team coach.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole different dynamics from the manager calling the shots along with that team, or the first team coach that doesn't get involved in all the nitty-gritty behind the closed doors and just deals with coaching the team. And I think if he's coaching the team and that's all they want him to do, then they have to back him on the Modi situation. As the manager, it's a whole bigger thing. Big up yourself, guys. It's a whole bigger thing because now he's sat with board level as a manager as well as being able to coach the team. And I think that's why a lot of teams are trying to go away from that Fergie and Wenger model, where they were the managers, where they're involved in every aspect. as well as coaching the teams. And I think that dynamic. So I think that's why he was allowed to just bench him.
Yeah.
Like if he's a manager, then he's like, I'm benching him because his form is affecting the team's form. I think that's what he's saying indirectly by benching him, saying what he's doing or not doing is hurting the rest of the team, regardless of the inconsistency of the back four.
And
like
the thing is, last season he couldn't do that because Salah was performing, and Salah could run his mouth, he could run his gums.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
he's proper. I mean, listen, the fall off this season is just unreal. And as I said, as we say, he's feeling sorry for himself. And he's come out publicly. You know, Carragher has called him out on it. Some people, you know, some of the fans are backing him. I don't know. Do you get the feeling it's 50-50? You know, does some of the fans want to see the back of him, or are they?
I mean, there are some fans that are disappointed in how he's addressed,
how he's gone
about it, and there's some fans who are backing him, saying he's got so much credit in the bank that you know you have to respect a top player as Salah, but then Salah as a person is not being that leader that he should be. Yeah. He's not being that leader. And if you're not being that leader, then there's questions that has to be asked about you as an individual. Because, you know, you don't hear Van Dijk talking like that. You don't hear Konate talking like that.
He's essentially thrown his toys at the tram. That's what happened.
Konate,
you know what I mean? Because he said all his life, he's sat out a 90-minute game. He's just like, he couldn't believe it. Mo Salah running down the lane and whatever it is.
He's saying the audacity to drop me. You got the audacity to drop me after all I've done for you. That's what he's saying.
He gave an example of Harry Kane having a bad period.
He brought up that as well. You know what I mean? Trying to justify what he said.
It doesn't really justify it because Harry Kane has never publicly made noise like that, like Salah does.
Yeah.
You know?
I think for his contract situation.
Yeah.
I mean, the question is you know, do you agree then, Kofi, that big up Suge every time? Big up to you. Do you think that Jamie Carragher was right for calling him out and saying he's an absolute disgrace? Disgracia.
As I said, Jamie Carragher has his own opinion. You know, every pundit has their own opinion on this situation. And yes, Jamie Carragher is a passionate Liverpool fan, and he's going to criticize players that have not pulled their weight or not said, I'm going to be that leader, you know, for this team through this rough time. So whatever Jamie Carragher says, let's just take it with a pinch of salt as well.
You have to, because there was something that I heard when someone said, has Jamie Carragher in his whole career ever been given a man of the match performance? You know what I mean? And it said that, you know, he's famous for being on TV rather than what he actually did for Liverpool in terms of getting them over the line when it mattered. And he's no Stevie Gerrard. He played with Stevie Gerrard, but he's no Stevie Gerrard. You know what I mean? And so you're like, sometimes I just think Jamie goes too far because he's got a mic in his hand.
Of course,
and he's got that public. Yeah,
he hides behind that Sky Sports stature.
Exactly.
He's a darling now in Sky Sports. Yeah, hides behind.
Yeah. And obviously, it's involved with CBS on Champions League as well. So he's profiled now. You know what I mean? Properly profiled.
Question at Helsinki, big up to you. 1020 said that Kane did do a Gary Neville interview, did not make him look good to get his move. So I remember that.
Kane did do that.
Yeah. So,
interesting.
These footballers,
these modern footballers, I don't know. I was just mate. You know what I'm sort of
saying. But no, the level of entitlement, like I say, he's basically just saying, what I done for you lot, and you dropped me. That's what he's saying, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's just like,
if you're not playing well, if you're not playing well, whole bench. Simple. If you're not playing well, whole bench.
And that's in any sport, any sport.
Something Arteta could learn from Slot. I'll tell you that now.
Roll up your sleeves and say, I want to do better to affect the team performances for this club. It's simple. It's simple.
Look, we'll see how the whole thing sort of pans out. We'll see how it all pans out and everything. But look, he may have a future there, he may not. But I probably think come the summer there'll be a lot of teams. I think they were saying he was linked with not only teams in Saudi club but even in Europe. So, he may well stay in the Premier League. Who knows? Who knows?
I've heard people say my United should just go rescuing, just do a cheeky bid and rescue him. I'm like, what? So, nah, man, we're already a circus.
Talking about Man United, D. I mean, you must be pleased. I mean, it's only Wolves, yeah. Are we to get gassed? Bruno getting an assist and a goal, but Wolves are terrible. They are absolutely terrible.
Yeah. That was an opportunity for us to really claw back some goal difference.
Yeah, I think you're +4 now. You're +4.
Man. Yeah, but Nums, if you saw what we missed in that game, it was just like, man, I just get so frustrated because I'm saying, like, when a team is down like that, 2 points in 15 games, you got to put 7, 8 past them. You have to, Norms.
Yep.
And I watched the manager again bottle it with subs.
Listen, what's this? He's brought on Pat Butcher. He's brought on a year-old. Like, what are you doing?
He always does this, Norm, with the defenders. He always does this. You're playing a back. You're playing a flat back 5 when there's no need to. Like against Wolves, you're playing a flat back 5 against Wolves, who can't score for love or money until they scored against us. That's not a coincidence, no. You know what I mean? And I was told I need to be happy for the win. I said, bro, it's not about being happy for the win. I watched us struggle in that first half and let them get that equaliser. I'm saying, how are we struggling here? JP was texting me because I'm watching it on the TV in the hotel because the hotel was showing all the Premier League games now. Okay, I was kind of left. So I'm watching it in my bedroom in the hotel. And I'm saying, how do we look ordinary against Wolves when everyone's been slapping this team left, right, and centre? And I'm scratching my head.
I hope we slapped them on Saturday, mate. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah. And JP's texting me and said, D, we're awful. He's losing his stat line. I said, JP, man. I said, he's got to turn around in the second half. But when I'm seeing him go like for like defensive substitutions, when I'm just saying, just steamroll them because they're at 6s and 7s at the back. They're panicking. And just go put 7, 8 past them, but not Man United, because I think JP predicted 3-1. And I texted him and said, JP at 3-1. I says, man, you're gonna get your 3 points this week. And he said they won't kick on D. Then they scored one more, and I thought, oh, we're gonna kick on. But no, we didn't. He was right. It's almost like we wanted to shut up shop when we're not looking at the bigger picture here. Because if you get back into that top 6 towards the end of the season, goal difference is going to matter. And ours is still way down.
Absolutely,
ours is still way down.
That was the time to do that.
It was very poor.
That was the time to do it.
But I'm still concerned for Ruben. I saw that he gave Kobe some, I called it pressure minutes, because he's sick of everyone talking about him. So he stuck him on, and I thought the kid did all right. Obviously, he's lower confidence. He needs a proper 90 minutes.
Of course.
You know what I mean, to see what he's got. And if you don't want to use him, let him go out and loan and get the experience. Because we did this with Ahmad. Ahmad had 2 loans, and look at the Ahmad we've got now. So I actually don't mind it if you say, right, at this moment in time, you're just not the fit I need. But your Brunos and Co are not going to be around forever. Let the kid go out and loan, preferably abroad. I don't want to see him playing in the Championship, because he'll get lumps kicked out of him in the Championship, because he's just the way he's good on the ball, that low center of gravity. So just get him gone on them, and that way we don't have to talk about him until the summer. But yeah, I look at the team and say we allowed Wolves to give us a game in the first half, and
the thing is, you're going to lose a couple of players to the AFCON as well.
3 no.
3. So
yeah. And that whole right side, losing Mbumu and Ahmad, man, that's a problem for me now.
And then you got is it
Mazraoui as well?
Mazraoui as well.
Yeah. Mazraoui's gone as well.
Do you think they'll go in January window to get players to cover? Yeah, compensate.
Well, they're talking about a midfielder more than anything else. There's been, you know what I mean? So I just don't know, because obviously he's completely lost trust in Arteta. Arteta's not it. And there was a reason why Juve got rid of him. He's just not good enough. You know what I mean? So you might as well just look to get rid of Arteta in the summer. But yeah, I feel that we're probably going for a midfielder in January, even if it's on loan, because we've done this before. We've brought in an unknown player. I'm looking at Mason Mount. He seems to be staying fit, so that's a bonus. Luke Shaw is staying fit, which is not a coincidence because there's a tournament coming up. You know what I mean? That's what Luke does. I mean, I saw someone say the game before that Luke Shaw was running like he'd been back on the McDonald's contract. So I was like, you know, like this, brother. But yeah, the mere fact that he stayed fit is just like, I swear you're a fraud. Absolute fraud.
He does.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I just want to just quickly, Chelsea. You know, since they raised the draw cup against us, you know, 10-man Chelsea. Look, I think we should have dealt with them. We didn't. You know, they end up getting slapped by Leeds, and a great tactical change by Daniel to slap them 3-1. Then they go and get a 0-0 draw. And then yesterday they end up losing against Atalanta 2-1. So they're on a little bit of a wobble. I mean, listen, big up to Ez, and again, guys, just put it in the chat. If you could just spam the chat with Eze, not Eze as in our Eze, Arsenal Eze. This is Eze, Chelsea. Ez has just had a little one, little boy, and I'm trying to get him in some Arsenal baby grows, but he ain't having it. His wife, his missus, who's my niece, he's an massive Arsenal supporter. So we're gonna have some war going on. So guys, put it in the chat. Spam the chat with you know, congrats to Ez and his little baby boy. And put in the chat, guys. Put this in the chat. Ez, we need to get an Arsenal baby grow. Yeah, Arsenal baby grow. Put that in the chat. So then, when he does watch back on replay, if he's not watching, we need to have that in the chat. So, guys, let's do that now before we go. And just to say, let me just quickly find Steve, you did send that to me, but what happened when I lost signal, I've lost all the things. So I'm going to just quickly find that now.
Yeah, because you know what, Norm? I'm actually on my phone. I couldn't get my tablet to sync to the Wi-Fi. That's why the phone's So I can't go into anything. Yeah, the tablet won't sync. I think over here in Egypt they're very controlling about how the internet is being shared, because I have to take my phone to the reception for the reception to put me on. So I don't know what's going on there. So I'm on the Mobi.
So just quickly, this is the first.
I actually can't see it, Norm, because the screen's so small.
I'm just going to just quickly just say what it is. You got Caprice on. I can't even see it myself. I think it's on 888 points.
88.
Works is on 863. Malcolm X, which is my missus, but it's J. So pause.
Yeah.
My missus is actually J John at the bottom. She's moved up to 10th place. She was sitting in 7th. She's
doing well now. Yeah.
So she's done really well there.
Yeah, she's doing well.
The Fight Week show he's moved up. So a couple of people have moved up. Kuna with the league. Why You Never Walk Alone moved up. Bosman dropped down to 3rd. Let me see if I can find you, because my game is about to start. Let me find. Is it this one? I hope I'm not sharing the same one. Oh, please don't tell me I'm sharing the same one. I bet I'm sharing the same one. Oh, here we go. So Return the Sausage goes up to 762. Andy Davis goes down. That's Chile to 12 on 778.
I'm shocking.
Wow, you've had a bit of a shocker. You've had a bit of a shocker there. You've had a bit of a shocker there. You've had a bit of a shocker. But listen, it's just a screenshot that I took. So man. But I just want to share this last one, and that's the what's going on prediction league table. And mate, when you see this, guys, it's getting interesting. Here we go. Here we go. And it pulls up and then come up. Here we go.
Oh wow! I've dropped.
So we got three people. Normski on 13 points. Big D on 13 points. Chile on 13 points. Kofi on 11 points. Ez on 9 points. And JP getting the last one he got an exact score of 3-1. So he's moved. He's still on 6 points. Still in that bottom 6. Only 3 points though behind Ez. He could actually catch Ez. Yeah, I think he can catch Ez, and Ez could end up dropping down to 6. So we'll see what happens. But it's very competitive. But hopefully
Good
we've got
stuff, good stuff.
game week 16 come up this weekend. Get your predictions in as early as you can, and we'll go for that. And just juniors are saying congrats to man like Ez. Sean's big up to having your baby. But people, before you leave this, please put in the chat, Ez needs an Arsenal baby girl. Just put E said Ez needs an Arsenal baby girl. Please do that for me. I beg you, so that you can watch it on playback. But people, thank you. Big up to Shane for the raid. Absolutely massive. Big up to you for the raid. I'm gonna go and watch the Arsenal game. Starts in 3 minutes. Big up Views, man. Every time. Views. I will next week. That's the 17th, isn't it? Is it the 17th next week, Wednesday?
Yeah, 17th. Yeah.
Right. So Views. Look, I will be sending a link, yourself and Shane, for that. So if you're cool for that next week Wednesday show, let me know. Just send me a text. I will be sending you the link for next week's Wednesday show. Hopefully we'll have positive things to say. But knowing this manager, bro, like, oh, man, you know what I mean. But I'm about to go and watch our game. As I said, massive thanks to Shane for the raid. Thank you to everybody that was in the chat. I know you all now shooting off to see the numbers drop in. You're now going shooting off to watch the game. Norgard in defense. We have fixed the squad, guys. We've fixed the squad, guys. What are we doing here? Tell me, what are we doing? We have fixed the squad. What are we doing here? Absolutely unbelievable. But listen, we've got the best squad. We've got the best squad. We've got the best squad in Europe. So go and win us this game tonight. Go and win us this game tonight. But people, please smash that like button, subscribe and share, as I said, on the road to 1K. And hopefully I'll get there before the end of the season. Listen, I'm out of here. Take care.
Catch you guys,
and God bless.